Hi guys, and welcome to the Deprestling podcast. This is Johnny Sicko. This is my first podcast, so I hope I do okay. Well, uh, today I am going to be reviewing my first Brit Rest match, and I'm hoping that I can do some justice, because some of these guys will not get any kind of criticism for their match. It's usually the same kind of environment at pretty much every Brit Rest show you'll go to. It's usually a lot of people saying like, "Oh, that was great, that was great." No one really gets told if they've done anything wrong, and that's what I'm doing. I'm here to sort you all out. Okay, so I am reviewing today Ian Frost versus CJ Gunner. This is from BECW WrestleFest 5, held at the Manor Park Primary School in Sutton. So let's get straight into it. The referee is some goth ref off the streets, has a massive beard on him, just wearing a black shirt. Well, not even a shirt, black t-shirt, black trackies, and some sports shoes. It just looks like a piece of shit straight away. I already knew going into this it was going to be a low-level production, but straight away the referee just really, really got on my nerves. So after that, Ian Frost comes out, and I'll give it to him. He looks like someone's football hooligan dad. He looks like the kind of guy that you'd see down your local pub, giving it beans about Harry Kane or something. So yeah, he looks okay. For who he is, I kind of liked his T-shirt that he had. It was like a like a no moonsaults thing, and it says "Just Slams," and I was like, that's kind of cool. And then out comes CJ Gunner wearing this stupid plastic hat, this stupid red plastic hat, which he takes off immediately. I was just like, what was the point in the hat? So CJ Gunner, as I said, you won't find any of these guys on Cage Match. You'll find results of their matches, but not a detailed history of their matches. But CJ Gunner, I actually wrestled a few years back now in PTW, ran by Pete Staniforth. And CJ was booked against me and Darren Savior in a triple threat match. It was for CJ's title, which I can't remember for the life of me what it was. It was like the wild card title or something. And we get there, and CJ is really nervous, and we're like, oh, what the hell is this about? So it was meant to be a triple threat match, which is obviously meant to be one full. CJ basically politics himself into having the match as an elimination match, and we're just like, what the fuck's this about? And it turned out that CJ had thought that we were really stiff in the ring, so he basically went through the match with us in the intention of being eliminated within the first 2 minutes, and that's what we did. We did the match with CJ getting eliminated in the first 2 minutes, and then straight away me and Darren we wrestled the rest of the match. It was another 15 minutes, and it was ridiculous. So that's my only my only meeting with CJ Gunner. Okay, so right at the start, there's a lot of time wasting. And I get it, it's the first match on the card, they're trying to get the fans behind them, etc., etc. Ian Frost is, he does a big Beal, he throws CJ Gunner across the ring, and then he does this weird little dance, meh, whilst mocking, basically CJ was trying to get the fans to chant WrestleFest, WrestleFest. And Ian Frost, he does this weird dance. He's like, wrestle fast, wrestle fast. And I basically immediately got turned off of him. Because I was like, oh, he looks like he's some kind of football hooligan. He's going to kick your ass. He's meant to be this badass from Essex. And just straight away, I was like, no. What have you done to yourself? Why would you do this to yourself? So Ian, he goes on the attack with CJ, and he's doing some clubs to the back, and Ian, for some reason, is stomping the mat hard when he's clubbing to the back, which it takes away from the skin-on-skin impact of the blow, which it doesn't really make sense to me, because if you're just going to hit someone, and basically, when you do a club to the back, it's like the meat of the forearm, which hits the along the shoulder blades, not like down the shoulder blades. That'll be pretty much your spine, I guess. But like shoulder blade to shoulder blade, in between that gap, nice and hard. And if you hit it hard enough, you'll get a nice thwack out of it, like a nice slappy, if you will. So yeah, like he immediately takes away from that skin on skin impact, and it really destroyed that for me. So Ian, he goes for, he's choking CJ on the ropes, and the refs count in unenthusiastically. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, get off the ropes. And Ian replies with and I'm not joking here, he sounded just like Ron Weasley, which is this guy's meant to be the badass from Essex. Like, that's his kind of persona that he has. And he replies with I'm off the ropes! And I fucking died inside. It depressed me to no end. By the way, in all this time, CJ has had no offense. Nothing. Zilch. Nada. So Ian backs up CJ into the corner, and he gives it the Big Show classic. You know what I'm talking about. The big shh, and then a big chop in the corner, which was quiet as all hell. And that silence from that chop, it wasn't silence. It was next to silence, though. It was like Silence's, partner for Science Lab. But just hearing that with the crowd's reaction was just, the silence was deafening. It really was. For some reason, during this match, commentary tells a little boy to cry. And I couldn't really understand what that was about. I think it was like they had like some kind of face commentator, heel commentator thing going on. But the commentary was live. Like, it was done at ringside. Yeah, one of them told a little boy to cry. And I thought that was very bizarre, to be completely honest. Ian's European uppercut. Oh my god. It was like he had an itchy forearm and he wanted to itch it with CJ's boobies. Okay, so moving on, we have... Oh, sorry, I've made so many notes about this. Okay, so Ian sends off CJ and hits a clothesline, which apparently is like Mario eating a mushroom for CJ. He gets up and hits some arthritic knees in the corner. And it's so strange because CJ takes this clothesline and he just gets up straight away and just bum rushes Ian straight into the corner. And when I say arthritic knees, I mean literally these knees could have been thrown by a pensioner. They were just that weak. He sends Ian into the opposite corner, and Ian comes flying out with a line of his own, and he knocks him straight down. And in all fairness, it was probably the best shot of the match. Well, at least this far into the match. It wasn't good, but it was the best of this. Ian stomps CJ, and these stomps are just the drizzles. And you see them all across wrestling, not just Brit wrestling, but all across. And I can't deal with them. I'd much rather, if I saw a show, I'd much rather not see a crap load of stomps. What I'd much rather see is just, every now and again, heel goes over to the face and just gives him a kick. Not a stomp, a kick. Just kick him down. That's what you're doing. You're kicking a man while he's down. Stomping a man while he's down? Who does that in a fight? You ever seen anyone do that in a fight? No. Okay, so The commentators here, this actually cracked me up. The commentators here said that CJ's body is lit up and it's almost the same color as his gear. CJ's gear is predominantly white in this situation, which so they're trying to say that he's got like welts and shit on him, but like he's like, oh, it's the same color as his gear. It's fucking white. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so CJ he ducks the line and he hits a drop kick and he hits another line and Ian doesn't go down. Oh, sorry, no. CJ ducks a line, hits a drop kick, and then he hits his own line. Ian doesn't go down, and then he hits a code breaker, which Ian again doesn't go down. Well, he kind of does, but none of that knee hit him on that code breaker. CJ essentially made him bend down too quickly. Manual handling 101 there. Okay, so and then CJ hits a leg drop, and he does something that irks me to no fucking end, and that is the leg drop with the leg pin. You know, the one where you hit the leg drop and that's it. It's the laziest fucking shit. You hit a leg drop and you just leave your leg on their chest, like that's gonna bind them to the mat. Like that is the prison that you have trapped them in. Like they're not kicking out of this. This is they've got to be under that for 3 seconds. Is it fucked? Like you can just roly poly backwards out of that. Like it's just, no. What are you playing at? Okay, unsurprisingly, Ian kicks out. CJ apparently turns heel at this moment, starts clubbing on him, and starts kicking him while he's down and stuff. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on here? And then CJ hits the Miz's clothesline in the corner. The old clothesline where the legs go through the ropes. It was more like a cuddle with a leg through the ropes. It's really strange. But Ian flops to the mat, and he flops in perfect position. And CJ, he goes to the top rope, and the commentary are like, "Oh, he's in high rent district," and it's like he's in a school. Like, this is not WrestleMania. Calm the fuck down. Okay, and this looks really dangerous anyway because CJ nearly falls here. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. But Ian moves, CJ jumps down, and hits like 2 clotheslines in the corner. And then he just all of a sudden drags Ian straight to the mat because Ian apparently can't feed for him fucking self. And then rolls him into position. And I mean, like, literally like sausage rolls him across the fucking mat like, no, you're in the wrong position, lay here for me to do my move. And then CJ stands and he goes to another corner, he gives it the CJ bomb, which I don't understand. If your name's CJ Gunner, would you not use like a gun thing as your finisher name? I don't know. But he's like CJ bomb, and he goes for this slingshot splash, and he misses. And then Ian, all of a sudden, is absolutely fine. Ian clubs CJ's back. Then he pulls on his chin, and he's got his knee in his back and stuff. And like the commentary at this point is super shocked. Is so shocked that CJ gets to the ropes, despite being a standard 30-centimeter school ruler away from the fucking ropes. Like, it's so stupid how much people try and say, like, oh, will he get to the ropes? Will he? He's so close. It's like, no. He's getting to the ropes. Everyone knows he is. Okay, so, yeah, it's not been a great match so far. Okay, so it's at this moment that someone in the crowd, or someone on commentary, or someone, I don't know who, someone tells Ian not to suplex CJ, which seemed like something where, like, Ian needed help reminding of the spot, but it was just a suplex, right? So why did he need reminding of doing a suplex? But either way, Ian, he hits a bridging fisherman suplex, and the bridge was as stable as the railway in Dawlish. You know, the one. It's the one where, well, that railway went into the sea, didn't it? Okay, so, yeah, unsurprisingly, CJ kicks out. Ian, uh, he hits a body slam, and then he does a weird dance again. Like, he keeps on doing this, like, boxer shuffling of the feet, which it's a strange kind of dance for him to do. Like, I think if Ian kind of like took himself a bit more seriously, like, you know, he could be better, not great, but better. You know, so yeah, so and then Ian kind of surprised me. Like, he hit a belly to belly suplex. It was actually pretty decent. I'll give him props there. Like, actually looked pretty good. CJ actually, you know, went over pretty well. So, like, it was really cool. Like, you know, I quite enjoyed it. I was like, get on, lovely. But then Ian ruined it straight away by going back to those stomps again. And I cannot stress how much I fucking despise those stomps. I really do. Oh man. So and then CJ starts getting choked on the ropes. Ian, he does the head wobble with the choke to make sure that it's stronger. Obviously. Uh, And then Ian, he grabs CJ for a suplex, and CJ plays footsie under the table with him for a moment, you know, to make sure that he's flirting with him, you know, for a block. But then CJ hits his own suplex, which, you know, shocked the life out of me. Ian is up first and attacks CJ with some forearms to the back, which, okay, so thus far, CJ's had like no offense, like, well, hardly any offense anyway. Ian's basically been dominating this whole match all the way through, so it kind of does make sense that Ian's up first. Okay, like in my eyes anyway. So yeah, Ian, he's forearming in the back, and then he starts hitting like some roundhouses to the midsection of CJ, which really really confused me because I thought like this guy's like quite top heavy, you know, like he's got like, you know, like kind of like big chest, big shoulders kind of thing going on, like, and like I said earlier, like he looks like a football hooligan dad. So he looks like the kind of guy who would punch, right? Like he would just straight up punch you. But he's doing these roundhouses, and they're really weak roundhouses, right? So it doesn't make any sense to me because, like, for Ian's build, like I said, he's really top heavy. His legs are nowhere near as big as his top half. So like I think staying away from kicks of all varieties would be really beneficial to him. So yeah, Ian, he grabs the head of CJ, which is the classic, hey, break out of this, I'm tired spot. You know, like you grab both sides of the head like a Muay Thai clinch, and you know the face will put his hands inside that clinch and break it open and be like, ah, they'll start coming back with their stuff. And CJ, luckily, he did just that. So CJ, he starts forearming back. He hits a clothesline, he hits a back elbow, he hits a drop kick, and like the commentary are like, oh, the crowd are fired up for this. I don't understand why, because CJ's got like no offense in this match. Like, it doesn't make any sense for the crowd to even give a fuck about CJ at this point in the match because he's done essentially nothing. But yeah, so you know, like obviously, like he's hit this drop kick, and Ian has landed in the position for the CJ bomb. And obviously, CJ, he missed it earlier on, but you know he's looking like, yeah, I'm gonna do it again. But for some reason here, CJ moves Ian to a different section of the ring. Like he moves him to a different corner, even though Ian's like he's essentially landed in a pretty decent position for this. But CJ moves him, and then he goes for this CJ bomb thing, and he runs up and he jumps up to the corner, and then instead of doing this slingshot splash, which everyone was apparently wanting to see, he turns around and just does like a regular splash off the second rope. And that really irked me. I was like, why did you do that? Why? Like, you've been building this CJ bomb all the way through this match. Oh, I say all the way through this, like, once you teased it once, and you finally get your shot to do it, and you essentially don't even do it. You do a completely different move. So, fair play. CJ pins Ian for a 1 count, and CJ just gets off him. He just is like, oh, no, I'm not finished with him yet. I've got something else in mind. So, CJ at this point, and honestly, like, this would not fucking fly these days, honestly. Jesus Christ. CJ, he gets off of him after this 1 count, and CJ tries to get a gunshot chant going in a school. He's trying to get people to chant gunshot in a school. And it must have been the most lackluster chant ever, because it was like, gunshot, gunshot, gunshot. And that was it. It was like three chants. So it turns out that this gunshot is like, it's just a cutter, like an RKO kind of thing. And CJ, he goes for it, he grabs the head of Ian, and Ian pushes him off. So like, CJ hits the ropes, he comes back, and Ian grabs him for the world's strongest slam, slams him to the mat, pin 1, 2, 3, and Ian is the victor. And I'll give him props. The world's strongest slam, like, he didn't just belly flop on him. Like, he caught CJ, because CJ went for like a crossbody, which, if you know your opponent's finisher is the world's strongest slam, why would you go for a crossbody? That's just seems really stupid, So yeah, Ian grabs him, and he actually lifts him up towards his face, and then comes down with the slam. So it actually looked really good. Like, I was like, oh, fair fucking play. So yeah, like, Ian comes away with the victory. So on the way to the back, Ian is arguing with all the fans, and again he's doing this weird, like, kind of like riling up the crowd. And, like, in all honesty, he should have just said one thing and walked out. That's all he needed to do. Like, staying out there lets those fans vent, and that means that the next match is going to have a hard time trying to get those crowd back, because the crowd has been like, oh, we hate you, we hate you, we hate you, we hate you, and they are essentially tiring themselves. So yeah, Ian's giving it beans to to the fans, and then he tells, like, this again makes no sense to me. He tells CJ, this ain't over. But it is. You just won. It clearly is over. The fucking bell rang, everyone booed you. You've already told everyone. You were like, oh, but I was the winner, because everyone was saying you suck. But you still tried to tell everyone that this ain't over. You're like, no, CJ, this ain't over. It is. Just go to the back. Let CJ do the face thing of, oh, I didn't win, but I'll get him next time. Yeah, come on, enjoy the rest of your night, people. Like, fuck me. Anyway. Oh, what a first fucking match for the Deprestling podcast. Jesus Christ. I've got like 3 pages of notes. Uh, like honestly, okay, so right. Obviously, like I didn't really go into this thinking like, oh, this is going to be amazing or anything, but I at least went into this with like a head kind of like open to fresh ideas and stuff. But like I have a great, like I have a bog standard kind of knowledge about the smaller Brit Rest shows, and to be honest, like not a lot of them are great. Like there's some people who get booked that when they are booked against certain people, then they will pull off a really good match. But for a lot of these smaller shows, it's these people that don't tend to get used many other places, or they won't really have many shows a year, so they don't really get the practice in, or they just haven't trained that much, and they're just kind of friends with the promoter, So yeah, like you'll kind of see a kind of running theme of me sounding like I'm really having a go here, and it, 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 it it's not really that much at all, really. Like it is like I'll have a go where it's needed, and for this match, Jesus Christ, I was pausing nearly every 5 seconds writing something down because it just it was getting to me. It really fucking was. So yeah, Ian comes away with the victory. CJ hardly getting the offense in, and I think really they need to go back to the drawing board with this one. I mean, like this is like this match is a few years old now, so I mean, hopefully the guys have got better, but like well, I'm not sure like if both of these guys are even wrestling still. Like they might have completely given it up. I'm kind of out of the loop. That's why I'm kind of doing like older shows. I like these smaller shows. They either give me like little glimmers of kind of cool stuff, or glimmers of really funny stuff. So yeah, that was Ian Storm, not Ian Storm. Jesus Christ, Ian Frost. Ian Frost versus CJ Gunner. Ian Frost picks up the victory. I don't know. Should I do a rating system or something? You guys let me know in the comments, like if anyone actually watches this. Like, if I should do like a rating system. Like if I should give it like a stars system or something like that. Like, I mean, I'll give this for now. What should I give it to? I don't know. Like, I've got a few things around me off the top of my head. Like, I'll give this like 1.5 Bulbasaurs out of 5. Okay, thanks for listening, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. Let me know what you think. It'd be really cool to hear what you think about me sounding all depressed and talking about wrestling. That'd be lovely. But in the meantime, stay safe. Do all one love, all that shit. Chode.